Hello, fabulous TAs. In this video, I will help you end the struggle with your intervention sessions. This video comes with a resource that will be invaluable to you if you're a TA responsible for delivering interventions. If you want to know how to get it, watch this video until the end. In classrooms across the country, teaching assistants play a pivotal role in supporting student learning. But there's a challenge many of you face: planning and delivering effective interventions. Why do you find yourself struggling with this crucial task? Well, in this video, we'll look at one small thing you can do that will make a big difference to your intervention sessions, putting an end to that feeling of struggle. But before we get on to that, to help me get my videos out to as many teaching assistants as possible, please give this video a thumbs up. It will only take you a second, and you'll be helping your fellow TAs as well as helping this little channel to survive. And the thing is with YouTube, it's the number of subscribers that you have. And it could be a completely trivial channel, but if that's popular and it's got hundreds of thousands of subscribers, it will be in people's faces. If you're a small channel like mine, we've got just over 1,000, which is brilliant, but that's tiny in the grand scheme of things. We struggle to get out there and be seen. So every time you give a video a thumbs up, that's making a big difference. Thank you. Okay, let's get started. Imagine an intervention session where students are engaged, where they're making progress, where they're achieving. But what happens next is crucial. Do you take a moment to reflect on what each child achieved? Or do you move on without a second thought? This is the sort of new way, well, it's been around for a few years now, that education does things. Regardless of whether a child has learned something, you move on to the next bit. Oh, we'll revisit it at some point next term is the plan, but we all know how that's working. The key struggle: not using what a child achieves or doesn't achieve in one session to inform the planning for the next session. Without this reflection, you risk missing the individual needs of each student. You risk repeating content they've already mastered or skipping over areas they still find challenging. The result? Interventions that don't hit the mark, students who are disengaged or left behind. And I thought that was a brilliant photograph because we've all been there, haven't we? Your intervention session starts to go down the pan and you're wondering what on earth you're going to do to get the children back on task. But there is a solution. By taking just a few minutes after each session to note down what each child achieved, you create a roadmap for future planning. Now, I used to be responsible for year fives and year sixes every afternoon. I would have 4 to 5 intervention groups. It was a push, it really was. But I used to allow for 5 minutes. So I used to deduct 5 minutes from the each intervention session, so that at the end of the afternoon, I could sit there and reflect on what had happened, the outcomes for each student. It's such an important thing to do. You maybe have to take it into your own hands. Obviously, don't get into any hot water with your teachers or your senior leadership team. I did it with no problems, but obviously I don't want to get you into any trouble, but you do need to have time to reflect on the outcomes for the children. So this roadmap ensures that every intervention builds on the last, that every student's needs are met, and that progress is continuous. So each time you reflect on each individual child's performance in each intervention session, you help them move in the direction that they need to go in. So the outcome, interventions that are tailored, effective, and that truly support each child's learning journey. And so you get engaged children. You're giving them work that they can do, that they do find a certain amount of challenge to, but not too much of a challenge, because there aren't any gaps in their knowledge anymore, because you are reflecting on what they've learned in one session and creating sessions that cater for their needs, sessions that build on the previous session. So what's the one small thing that can make a big difference to your interventions and stop your struggle? Reflection. Use each lesson's outcomes to shape the next and watch your students thrive. So it means sitting down at the end of a session and reflecting on what your students have achieved or what they haven't achieved, and creating an objective for the next intervention that suits that scenario. So if you'd like this brilliant PDF that gives you 3 great questions you can use to reflect on each intervention session and plan for the next, you'll find a link to access it in the description section below this video. Here's how to get to the description section if you're not sure. On your phone, tap on the little V under the video to expand the description section. On your laptop, click on Show More to expand the description section. And you've got little arrows there to show you where to tap and click. And if you'd like a dedicated space to record important information about your intervention sessions, including a place to write the outcome of each session for each child, then take a look at my book. I'll put a link to it in the description below. It's your one-stop shop. You can keep all your information about your intervention sessions in there. There's a diary at the back as well. You've got calendar pages, not just for 2023, but also 2024. And if anyone, a teacher or senior leadership, want to see what you're doing with your interventions, this book helps you record it all. Okay, please share this video with your TA colleagues. Thank you for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so that you know when I've created a new video to help TAs work at your most confident best. And here are 2 more TA in Control videos. Which one will you choose?